Hello everyone, it's DiegoDoom here, and today I'm bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing Soul of Chogokin GX-46 Dygenguar Aubenseiter. Dygenguar comes from the Super Robot Wars universe and made his first appearance in Super Robot Wars Alpha 2. Dygenguar is part of the DGG, or the Dynamic General Guardian Unit, and is piloted by Sanger Zonvolt. Now, it's been a long time since I played any of these Super Robot Wars games, but I definitely remember Dygenguar, and he was an absolute fantastic character and a fantastic unit. But nonetheless, Dygenguar makes for an absolutely fantastic Chogokin. Dygenguar has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, fantastic articulation, fantastic accessories, and some very nice, very neat, very cool, and very satisfying diecast content. One thing to also note, I'm pronouncing Dygenguar in its original Japanese pronunciation. On the box it's pronounced Dygenguar, but to stick with the original Japanese pronunciation, I'll be calling him Dygenguar for this review. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and check out Dygenguar's accessories. Okay, let's check out Dygenguar's accessories. Now, first and foremost, as you can see, this set comes with an absolute ton of accessories, most of which apply to the transformation, but for now we'll just focus on Dygenguar's accessories. So Dygenguar comes with 2 additional pairs of hands, 1 face, and 4 swords. So first, let's check out Dygenguar's hands. Okay, so first let's check out Dygenguar's additional pairs of hands. So Dygenguar comes with a pair of open hands and a pair of holding hands. So first let's check out the holding hands here. Let's go ahead and grab that. So the holding hands here are definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. The hands have a fantastic sculpt going on and a very nice paint application. One thing to note, the red here on the fingertips, it's actually kind of dull on the camera, but it's very vibrant in person, so it's definitely very nice, very neat, very cool. And as you can see, the hand has a fantastic sculpt, so you have these nice robotic knuckle marks in his hands, so definitely cool there. A nice robotic and nicely sculpted inner palm, so definitely cool. Now, how the hand attaches to the figure itself is pretty unique, pretty interesting, and it can be frustrating at times. So what I have here is the fist here, and it's actually inside of a ring, and how the hands attach. The hands initially slide into this ring, and then you plug the hand into the ball peg on the figure. But the issue is swapping up the hands isn't the easiest thing unless you know the trick to it seems like. In the instructions, it claims you can just pull these hands just flat out of here, but you absolutely cannot do that. It's pretty much impossible to do. So the trick to swapping out these hands here, all you have to do is just pull the hand forward and twist, and the hand will come right out of the ring here. And each of the hands here, they have a protruding piece, or we'll just call it like a male piece, that slides into the female piece here on the ring. So just, place the hands inside of the ring, just slide it in, make sure it goes in there, and then push it back so it actually goes into that female piece, or that track, if you want to call it, inside of the ring for the hand. So there we have our holding hand here in the ring, and then all you have to do is grab Dygenguar here. You have the ball peg there, and just push that in and just kind of work its way in there, and it'll kind of snap into place. Just work its way on there, and there you have Dygenguar with his holding hand attached. So definitely cool there. So Dygenguar's next pair of hands are his open hands, and they're definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. So once again, the red here seems a little bit dull, but in person it's definitely very vibrant. And once again, it has a fantastic sculpt, nice detailing going on in the inner palm, so it's nice to know that they do not cut any corners here at all, so definitely cool here. And it still has that same protruding male piece that slides into the female piece on the ring, and then you just plug that into the figure's ball joint peg itself. So definitely cool. So next, Dygenguar comes with an additional face, and we'll grab that here. This face is definitely small and definitely a delicate piece. I just dropped that. So this face here is definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool here. It's definitely tiny, and that's the first thing I should warn everyone about. This is an absolute tiny and delicate piece, so when you're swapping faces, do be careful and try not to lose this piece. Kind of keep this somewhere you can always see it, or kind of throw it like in a little bin or jar that's right in front of you so you can see where it's at all times, because this thing This is something else that could possibly disappear as soon as it hits the floor. It just kind of blends in so well. So, you know, pretty cool piece, very delicate, definitely keep up with it. So it has a fantastic sculpt of Dysengar's angry face here, and it's definitely sharp here, so that's always cool right there. So this is a pretty cool face. So how you attach the face here, first I have Dysengar's head here, and to remove the head, you're just going to wiggle it off the ball joint peg off the figure for its where the head's attached. Pretty simple there. So all you have to do is just grab the face here and just pull that off, and it can be a little bit tough at times because you're working with really small pieces here. So I've removed the head there, and then you have the angry face here. Now, one thing to note, the way the head attaches, this initial track here, you can see these indentations here. This is going to slide inside of the head, and the head's going to kind of slide over top of that. It's going to be held in place very firm. So you have to make sure the track actually lines up with the inside of the head. So let's see if we can get this on the first try, because at times this can be kind of difficult. So you just make sure the tracks line up as best it can, because it seems like to me you have to absolutely line this up perfectly in order for it to go in, and I have issues with that at times. Let's see if I can get that in there. Nope. Let's see. It could be a little bit tough. Maybe because I'm doing it from so far away. Let's see. Definitely tough here, so it's good to see what it's not necessarily an issue, but you know, things that kind of come with the figure, little not necessarily concerns or issues, but we'll just say things to be aware of. There we go. So it slides into place pretty firmly right there. So you just push that up all the way, and now you have Dysengar with his angry, yelling face. So definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. So it's definitely cool. So next, let's check out Dysengar's additional swords. Okay, so let's check out Dysengar's 4 swords. So Dysengar comes with the Zancanto in Colossal form, the Zancanto Daisharan, and the Guardian Sword. Now in the comments below, please let me know if I am naming the swords correctly and I'm pronouncing everything properly, because I'm not absolutely familiar with Dysengar's attacks or weapons. I'm just familiar with the character itself, so in the comments below, definitely correct me if I am wrong. But first, let's check out the Zancanto. So, the Zancanto here is pretty much a standard katana that Dysengar uses. This is pretty much his initial go-to weapon here. And it's definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool here. The blade is chrome, it's not metal. It would have been definitely cool if it had been metal, but I assume that they would run into issues doing something like that. But nonetheless, it's still cool. The handle here has a nice texture, very nice groove, so very reminiscent of a samurai sword here, so definitely cool there. A very nice accessory. So next, we'll check out the Guardian Sword. So the Guardian Sword here is a weapon that Dysengar uses, and typically he uses it to slash his enemies vertically and then pulls up and splits them in half. So this sword here is definitely cool and definitely accurate here. Definitely a unique handle and a nice curve here. Very nice chrome application going on here, so it's definitely a cool sword. And as you can see, these swords are starting to get larger and larger, and that's what makes this so very cool. So definitely cool here. So next we have the Zancanto Daisharan. So this sword here is pretty much like, I guess you'd call it like a Bowie knife here. A very large accessory here. Definitely cool sword here. The chrome here, the black paint finish here, definitely cool. The same nice detailing and texture in the handle here. And Dysengar typically throws this weapon and it cuts his enemies in half, and I guess it kind of stirs up a tornado too. So this is definitely cool here. Very nice accessory. Definitely cool. And then the final sword that Dysengar comes with is the Zancanto in its colossal form. I think that's what it's called. And this sword is absolutely fantastic. So pretty much the original Zancanto turns into a large broadsword, or I guess you call it maybe a claymore. I could be wrong. But it turns to a huge sword here, and it's definitely cool. And this sword is absolutely fantastic, and it's absolutely huge. This could probably double as like a carving knife or something like that. It's definitely cool. I really wish these swords were made out of metal, but you know, then again, that could be extremely dangerous. But nonetheless, they're still pretty sharp at the points here, so that's always cool. But this sword is absolutely fantastic. You have the chrome finish going around the outside, and the inside has the black finish. Then the handle has even nicer detailing and textures going on, because initially with the original Zonkanto, excuse me, the handle, when he extends it, it actually stretches out. So the handle stretches out, and there's these extra notches here, so it feels like the handle has actually been stretched. So that's definitely cool. Let's get that focus. So this is a absolute fantastic accessory here. So Dygenguar comes with an absolute fantastic set of accessories. This is definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. So, with Dygenguar's accessories out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the Dygenguar figure itself. Before we check out the Dygenguar figure, first let's check out the stand. So as you can see, this set comes with a ton of accessories. They're all definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. And also the stand here is pretty unique in the fact that it's just one huge rock that can hold absolutely everything. And that's definitely very cool and very interesting. As we all know, typically the Soul of Chogokin line releases stands with the figures' names on them, but here we just have this huge slab of rock that can hold anything and everything. So that's definitely cool here, and I feel like this stand with all the accessories is a very nice piece to display on your shelf along with Dygenguar and Aubenseiter. So definitely cool here. Now some of the accessories I'm not necessarily going to get into are the various horse mane that comes with the set, and this all pertains to the transformation, and we'll kind of take a look at those as we're transforming the figure. But nonetheless, all the accessories are very nice, very neat, and very cool. So now let's go ahead and check out the Dygenguar figure itself. Okay, so now let's check out the Dygenguar figure itself. So Dygenguar has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, fantastic articulation, and some very nice, very neat, very cool, and very satisfying diecast content. So first, let's start with articulation, and we'll begin with Dygenguar's head. So Dygenguar's head is on a ball joint here. Let's see if we can get some focus and some light going on. So Dygenguar's head's on a ball joint peg, and you definitely have a very nice range of movement here. You can look way left, look way right, you can look up a little bit, and look down a little bit. So definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool here. Now in the shoulders here, it's definitely a very unique and interesting system going on here. So first in the shoulders, first and foremost, the shoulders can actually move up and down here. They can move forward and they can move back, so back and forward there. So pretty cool there. Now in the arms here, there is actual movement here in the shoulder to kind of slide the arm up, but at times it can be a little bit difficult to move. So if you can see on the inside here, there's actually a slotted piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and move that. But at times this can be kind of strange because Dygenguar has a lot of pieces that are protruding out from him, and you're kind of concerned about breaking or snapping something. So yeah. It moves just a little bit, as you can see there. You just have to position your fingers in the right places to give it support as it turns, because you definitely don't want to break anything on this figure. But in the arms here, the forearms actually move, so you can have the rotation of forearms. Now, one thing I note, if you bend here, if you just go ahead and bend these lower forearms here, if you just bend those up as high as you can and turn, that's a good way of turning this upper forearm here. So definitely cool. One thing that's even cooler though, once again, this figure has a double jointed elbow. So definitely cool there. Very strong bend, definitely cool. And as you can hear, nice clicky joints going on here. So definitely cool there. And then here on the hands, they're actually articulated, so you can move those around because the hands are actually on the movable ball joint peg. So definitely cool there. So in Dygenguar's torso here, his chest can move. You just up and down, and it kind of clicks into place, as you can see. So pretty cool there. So we can look even further down or look up and up. So definitely cool there. The waist actually turns, so pretty cool there. You have somewhat of a range of movement. I've noticed it's pretty tight on this figure, so I don't want to max it out or harm it in any way, but still it's definitely cool there. So left to right, definitely cool. On the back here, Dygenguar has boosters that are actually articulated. So if you flip this up, it reveals boosters. You know, it's definitely very cool. You know, those small details go an absolute long way and make figures, you know, it keeps from being, you know, it's the difference between being from good to fantastic. You know, those small details just mean a whole lot, and it's definitely very cool here. So, moving further down, In Dysengar's legs, there is an absolutely unique and very different system. I've seen that some people hate it, some people love it. For me, it's cool all the same. So, I'm not disappointed with this figure at all. So first, Dysengar's skirt is articulated and lifts up, and it reveals this unique joint system here in Dysengar's legs. So as you can see here, the legs are not on any kind of particular ball joint, but yet a die-cast joint going on here. So, let's see if we can get some more light down in there. So it's definitely a unique system here, and I'm going to go ahead and try and zoom in on that. So, as you can see, this is a very strange system. And the reason why it's made like this, it's because of the transformation gimmick. So initially, Dysengar's movement in his legs are kind of limited, but what you have to do is actually, you're going to have to, let's see if we can get some focus going on. As you can see, this piece in the center here actually slides forward. So if you want the extra leg articulation, all you have to do, kind of spread the legs out here. And you want to support this jointed system as close as you can. Do not hold on this piece. You could break it off. You just want to give it the proper support so the leg actually rotates forward. So let's see if we can get that going, because I've always been extremely delicate. So as you can see, this is slowly turning forward. It's kind of awkward to grab because Dysengar has a lot of sharp points, so it takes some time to just kind of finesse this forward. So let's see if we can get that go forward. And I'm just twisting this around. So now we have the leg forward here. So if you see here from the side, this joint here is turned forward, and we check out the other leg here, it's actually flat into the back. So definitely a interesting system. Some people love it, some people hate it. I enjoy my figure, and I'm not disappointed by it. It's just, something to kind of be cautious about, though. So this piece turns forward to give you extra leg articulation. So now Dysengar's leg now can actually move forward and back. So, because initially you don't have that range of movement when the legs are in their neutral position. So now you can move the leg forward so you can actually kick out. Let's see if we can zoom out. So now he can kick out. So definitely cool, whereas the leg here cannot kick out because the actual joint here to kick out is now to the side. So he can go out to the side for very far, but he cannot kick out. So definitely cool and definitely interesting. So do be careful with that. So now Dysengar's actual legs themselves can actually rotate, and that's due to the ease to make that system easier. So definitely a nice rotation going on there. Then the knees here, they bend quite a bit. Definitely cool there. Not a double jointed knee, but a very nice bend nonetheless. Definitely cool. Then the feet here are definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. So the toes are actually articulated first. Definitely cool here. And then in the back, the foot or the heel, if you want to call it, is articulated too, and actually has like a piston type system going in. So this piece is actually going inside like some kind of piston. So definitely cool. So definitely cool there. Now, I noticed this figure is kind of getting out of frame, but this figure has a lot of sharp points, and that's part of the reason what makes him so very cool. So let me go ahead and reset Dysengar, and we'll go over the sculpt and the paint applications. Okay, so now let's check out Dysengar's sculpt and paint applications. Now, first and foremost, Dysengar's sculpt is absolutely fantastic here. As you can see, this figure has a fantastic sculpt here. It's very nice, very neat, and very cool. Nice detailing going on here in the skirt. They even have the boosters here in the forearms to be revealed. So that's definitely cool there. So we can get that to focus. So definitely cool there. As a whole, very textured and definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. I'm so happy they didn't skip any corners on this figure. This is detailed nicely. So this figure is absolutely very cool in the sculpt department. Now, as far as the paint applications are concerned, the paint applications are actually fantastic too. And one thing to note, once again, the red, the gold, even the blue here, it may seem dull on the camera, but in person, this is all very vibrant. So this piece definitely sticks out on a shelf, not only because it's very cool, but the paint applications. So it's definitely a very cool figure here. Very nice. And one thing to note, you know, this figure is sharp all over the place. So you got sharp point, sharp, sharp, sharp. It's absolutely sharp everywhere. So you definitely want to be careful handling this because at times, you know, say if you're trying to pose this figure, you could stick yourself pretty hard and might drop it. And you definitely want to be careful. You don't want to drop this figure at all. And one of my main concerns about this figure and its sharp points, these two pieces here, they're on both of the shoulders here. They do not have as much support as the other sharp points on this figure. So I'm afraid, you know, if you drop this, you might break this. So do be careful of these pieces. Hopefully you don't break these and your figure can stay consistent and fantastic. So this figure is absolutely spectacular in my opinion. I really enjoy this figure. So now that we have the figure review out of the way, let's go ahead and conclude this review. To conclude the review, Soul of Chogokin GX-46 Dygenguar is another fantastic release in the Soul of Chogokin line. Dygenguar has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, fantastic accessories, fantastic articulation, and some very nice, very neat, very cool, and very satisfying diecast content. This figure is absolutely fantastic, and I highly recommend you pick this figure up. Also, check out the Super Robot Wars OVAs. They definitely feature Dygenguar and Aubenseiter, so definitely check those out so you can see these two characters in action. This concludes the Dygenguar part of the Soul of Chogokin GX-46 Dygenguar and Aubenseiter set. Next, we'll be looking at the Aubenseiter figure. This has been another review by DiegoDoom. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe.